Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Sri Lanka says they are prepared for the possibility of an oil spill after a cargo ship laden with chemicals sank off its west coast. The MV Express Pearl, carrying nitric acid along with other chemicals and cosmetics, was anchored off the port of the capital when a fire erupted on board after an explosion in May. The craft began to sink early on June the 2nd, but the attempt to tow the vessel to deeper waters was abandoned. The ship's operators said there was still no signs of a fuel oil spill from the ship. However, millions of plastic pellets have reached surrounding beaches and fishing grounds, prompting the government to ban fishing along a 50-mile stretch. A coastal oceanography professor says it's the worst man-made environmental incident in the country's history.
From an environmental point of view, it is the worst environmental disaster, man-made, or what we call anthropogenic. We can talk about the tsunami of 2004, but that's a natural disaster. From a man-made disaster, this is the worst to hit Sri Lanka.
The president of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics has ruled out a cancellation of the event as doubts grew among officials and medical experts whether the event can be held safely amid the pandemic. Saiko Hashimoto confirmed that Tokyo 2020 will go on as planned, although there will be restrictions in place. Athletes can expect to be regularly tested and foreign spectators are barred from attending the event. It's yet to be decided if Japanese fans will be allowed into venues. Public opinion polls in Japan have consistently shown that a majority want the Games cancelled or postponed for a second time. Denmark's parliament has passed a law enabling the country to relocate asylum seekers to countries outside Europe, defying calls to abandon the plans from the United Nations. The move to pass the bill is an apparent break with the European Union's effort to overhaul Europe's broken migration and asylum rules. The bill would allow Denmark to move refugees arriving on Danish soil to asylum centres in a partner country, potentially outside Europe, where asylum seekers would have their cases reviewed and possibly obtain protection in that country. Kenyan runner Margaret Wambui has said World Athletics should introduce a third category of events in order to allow competitors with high testosterone levels to compete in their preferred disciplines. Like other athletes classified as having differences of sexual development or DSD, Ms. Wambui cannot contest any distance between 400 metres and 1 mile in the female category unless she artificially reduces her testosterone levels. The Kenyan was an 800-metre bronze medalist at the 2016 Olympic Games. 2 container cranes in a Taiwan port have collapsed after being hit by a vessel, leaving 2 people trapped and 1 injured. Social media video and photographs showed the aftermath where first responders were attempting to rescue the trapped workers, as well as paramedics waiting on scene. Officials walked through the port and evaluated the damage caused by the accident. It's been announced that Queen Elizabeth will meet US President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden at Windsor Castle on June the 13th. The visit comes as Mr. Biden attends the G7 summit in Cornwall in England. He will be the 12th US president the Queen meets during her 69-year-long reign. She met Mr. Biden's predecessor Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump at Buckingham Palace in 2019, while the first president she met was Harry Truman in 1951. And finally, take a look at these stunning drone images from a volcano in Iceland. Lava can be seen bubbling and flowing from the volcano 30 kilometers from the capital Reykjavik over 2 months after it started to erupt. It has since become a tourist attraction, drawing hundreds of visitors every day. Volcanologists have no idea how long the eruption will continue for, saying it could stop soon or continue for years, possibly even decades. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.